Yo family, Benzo Warriors, it's your boy D-Rock, aka Derek, checking in. I just do this stuff randomly, so I'm driving to work, because I got an hour drive. I don't really have any script, but sometimes I think of ideas that helped me, and I want to at least share what worked for me to you all. I tried filming earlier, and my brain just completely shut off, so I forgot exactly what I was going to talk about. So, just a quick rundown. Was on Valium, prescribed Valium in 2014 for anxiety. Was on it for 10 years. Then, a psychiatrist pulled me off of it in 2020 without tapering me. And that's when my life was, as you probably know, completely, it was destroyed at one point. But so I went 7 months, lost my damn mind, begging this psychiatrist, like, please help me. I didn't know what post-acute withdrawals were, neither did he. Kept begging him, like, please help me. All they wanted to do was put me on more pills. And pills, doctors, they don't know shit. Because mental illness, anxiety, depression, part of it is chemical, don't get me wrong. Like, some of us are just wired. But it's all based on trauma, past events. And so we can get ourselves out of that. And with post-acute withdrawals with Valium, I ended up going back on Valium after 7 years. Thank God. I don't know if it was good. My other doctor, he refilled it, didn't question it. So I had to go back on it because I could not. You all know, I couldn't work, couldn't do anything. Just constant panic. So then after like a year or so, I started researching about benzos and how you're supposed to taper. Got the Ashton manual, started following that. So if you're not familiar with any of that stuff, go to the Benzo Information Coalition site first. Check that out. That's going to give you all these resources to help you learn about benzo withdrawals and post-acute withdrawals and brain injuries, which I know I had. So I started doing that, and then finally, after like a year and a half, talked to my doctor to try and, hey, I think I want to taper off this. When I first talked to him about it, I still wasn't sure. I didn't even know the Ashton manual yet. I first asked him, hey, I want to get off this stuff. He did the normal, okay, cut it in half, cut it in quarter every week, and then you'll be fine. Yeah, I tried that for 2 weeks, and no, did not work. So then I went back on it, and then that's when I started like, so the Benzo Information Coalition site and then the Ashton manual are great starting points. You don't have to follow the manual to a T, but it does show, for me, because I was on 40 milligrams at the highest, it would take over a year to taper off every week. So then I went back to him. I brought all these materials from the Benzo Information site, Coalition site. I printed out documents because when I asked him if I could do a long taper, he said no. Thought I was full of shit. And I knew at that time that's the only way I was going to get off of it. So it destroyed me. Like, well, shit, now what? I printed out, and then I printed the Ashton manual, and I just highlighted sections because the doctors, they think they know everything. I get it. I'm a scientist too, got a master's in psychology, so I understand the whole science practitioner piece where you have to have evidence. So I just brought in a bunch of evidence the next day, and I said, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. He reviewed it. The next day, he messaged me, and he basically said, you're going to need more time. Because I think I told him it was going to take me like 9 months, and he came back and he's like, you're going to need more time. So that was a miracle in itself. I'm like, holy shit. We're doing this. Like, thank God. I got the support of my doctor. He was a little reluctant through the entire, he just let me do my thing. I managed my own taper. He didn't help me at all with it. But he kept refilling. He did help me in the end, get me on liquid Valium. He did help me get like 2 milligram Valiums when I got toward the end to help break it up. So that was cool. But then when I got off, I tapered for 2 years. Pure hell. I didn't know I thought tapering would make it easy. Fuck no. Still brutal. But I would get waves and windows. I would go 2 weeks taper, and then kind of toward the last 3 or 4 days, I'd get a little bit of a window and be like, oh, okay. And then that's when I know I would drop again. So it was just constant hell. And then I finally jumped last year in May. And I ended up, as soon as I jumped, the shit just got worse than what it was before. And it scared the shit out of me. But I knew, okay, every time I drop, it would be worse, but then it would get better. So I just trusted that, okay, we're doing this. And then it took me, like my last video I posted, I don't know, a month ago. It was about 1.5 years to actually feel like I'm going to be okay. I still have brain issues, but my anxiety is manageable. But what I wanted to share was how I got out of this last year. I did have a setback in August because I didn't know. I kind of knew, but even when you jump, you still have to take life easy. You can't just say, all right, we quit, back to normal, which is what I did. I just jumped right back into life, went hard, working. We ended up moving to Tennessee. I got to look for a new job. So all these massive stressors ended up triggering a setback for me. So by the time I hit, and I didn't know it was a setback. I didn't know you could get setbacks without using drugs. You can get one by overdoing it. And after like a month or so of just having those same withdrawal feelings, and it wasn't so much my brain on anxiety. Well, I had a lot of anxiety, but it was a lot of the lethargy where your body you just can't move. So I was completely shot from overstressing myself. And then in like January, I hit probably the lowest, other than the 2 years of taper. I mean, you can't get any lower than that. Life is fucking stupid. I can't say that word. You know what I mean? It's offing yourself is for me. It was always on the table every night. Are we doing this, or are we going to keep fighting? Are we doing this, or are we going to keep fighting? But because I have a relationship with higher power, I choose to call God. I'm not really a Christian. I'm just spiritual, but I'm not against all that stuff. I just don't go to church. But I pray every morning. I pray every night. That's what helped me get through these withdrawals. You know, at first I questioned, like, God, why are you doing this to me? Why the pain? But I kind of reframed it to, you might have heard, like, okay, God is the Father. It's your Father, right? So I figured, okay, if the Creator is my Father, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have a shitty life. It's not like God said, hey, you're going to go through this because I said so. No. It's just part of life. Like when I was a kid, think about it, this is what helped me. When I was a kid, and I'd go out, I'd tell my mom, hey, I'm going to go BMX. She would let me go. Okay, cool. And I would get hurt all the time. And when I would get hurt, we'd have to go to the hospital or, whatever. And then I'd be sick, just like with Benzo withdrawals. But I never blamed my mom because I fucked myself up. Because she let me go on that bike ride. You know what I mean? So I never said, Mom, you let me do this. Why would you let me ride my bike? You're the one that fucking did this. That's not how it works. And that's the same way with God. We can't blame God for the shit that we're going through. The only thing we can use God for is help to get us through this shit that we ended up putting ourselves through. Now, we didn't choose to go through benzo withdrawals, so I get that. The doctors are fucking, they make me pissed. But I'm just saying, if you don't have a higher power, whatever, I'm not here to preach. But that's what worked for me. And so I used that, and then I started getting into quantum physics. I really love quantum physics because that shit works. And what I wanted to say, I kind of dragged this out, but the point is, in January, I was so depressed, I hated my life, I wanted to die, and I kept saying, I can't, I'm just not happy. I'm never going to be happy. I'm never going to feel normal again. I'm not going to do that. Completely degrading my own self. And all I did, I watched a video about how powerful our words are. And this is true, because from January to now, my life is completely 180. I'm relaxed. I don't have anxiety. I still have my waves, but the point is, instead of saying, I hate my life, I'm sick, I'm never going to feel bad, I changed it to, I love myself. You know what? I love myself. And I'm going to get better. I am going to get better. I am going to be happy. It's crazy how this shit works, the quantum physics, because when you start saying shit like that out loud, and people will even say, hey, I'm going to have $1 million one day. That's possible. Now, don't get greedy, but the point is, if you're struggling and you're waking up every day and you're just hopeless, it's very hard to change your thinking. I get it. But just start by saying, I am healed. Don't say I'm going to get healed. I'm going to get better. You just say you are. Say, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. I love myself. I am happy. I am free of anxiety. I am abundant. Whatever you want to say. Don't say I am not depressed. Say the opposite, because what I've learned is if you say, like, I am not sick, somehow the universe doesn't listen to the not part, and it ends up thinking you said I am sick. It's weird, but trust me, it's true. So you have to say I am better, or I am healed. I am strong. That's a big one. I am strong. I am. A lot of I am statements. Just try it. Now, here's the kicker though. It's not going to happen overnight. So that's where it gets frustrating. But just please keep doing it. Every morning, you stare in the mirror. I am healed. I am strong. I am happy. Say it like you mean it. You have to believe it. You have to command. This is how you manifest. Whether you believe that shit or not, before you deny it, just try it, man. Because it's going to take time. I started saying, I am happy, I am better in March, and it wasn't until like April or May, I wasn't completely healed, but I noticed I was getting better. Slowly but surely, and I just have not stopped. I still have a lot of healing to do. I still want to be a lot happier. I'm going to try to grow as my entire life. That's the whole purpose. We're here to just learn and grow. So just, if you're sick, don't tell yourself you're sick. And remember, just because you say I'm better, it's not going to, I can't snap, but it's not going to heal you in 2 seconds. But don't give up. Please, you can beat this. I'm telling you, you can beat this shit. And it's very simple. You don't need anybody else. You just need yourself. And I would suggest believing in something. And just when you say it, you have to believe that I am better. And you'll just see what happens. It worked for me. And I know if you Google that stuff and you watch YouTube, there's a ton of people out there that had the same story. So I just want to let you know, if you haven't heard of that, I got to stop because it's fucking raining. But you know what? Today, I am grateful. I'm happy. I'm healthy. And I fall back in these dips. I posted a video a month ago. As soon as I posted that video, I went straight back to depression and hell. Like, it comes that quick. So I've been fighting to get back to normal again. It's just a constant battle. But you know what? I am strong. I am worthy. I am beating this. So keep your head up, man. I know exactly what you're going through, and I feel for you so much. This shit is no joke. Nobody cares. I care. I believe you. And I believe in you. Don't give up. Simple. Sometimes you can write in a journal too. Write a gratitude list. I am. And if you write stuff out, the universe will listen. Mark my words. Until you tried it, don't say it doesn't work. Or if you try it for a week, this shit don't work. Nah, man. You do it until it works. I love you. It's possible. I'm a year and a half, not even a year, yeah, almost a year and a half. And it was brutal, but every day we get better. I have my dips and waves and all that shit. It all happens. It still happens, but the days are getting longer. I love you. God bless you.